Trump announced starting this morning, all 50 states across the United States will completely eliminate homelessness. This time, we will thoroughly clean up the country. He spoke bluntly on social media. Let our nation be safer and more beautiful than ever before. The policy is highly coercive. Those willing to leave will receive official assistance. Those who insist on staying will be directly classified as criminals. We will lock you up in the prison that belongs to you. There is no room for negotiation, no nice guy approach. Trump is confident, declaring that the speed will be as swift and efficient as the border changes, from millions flooding in over months to achieving zero. The operation has already begun in the dead of night. The president has begun deploying personnel from the U.S. Secret Service and Customs and Border Protection. As early as last night, these personnel could be seen patrolling the brightly lit nightlife districts of Washington, D.C. The homeless must leave our country. The campaign has begun in the Capitol, launching with force. The great President Trump. Trump announced.
All right.
Starting this morning.
Giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh. Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that told me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect that scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Payah. And as you obviously, see and hear the clips that's being played and things that's being said through these politicians, through the president, these unjust laws being passed, eliminating Constitution, taking away the rights from the poor, as it says in Isaiah chapter 1, the 10th chapter, throughout the first verse. Right? Showing the same spirit as Nero. So, now if you homeless, you could be considered a criminal. You could be considered a criminal nowadays for almost anything you do now that goes against the, basically the policies of America, right? So, go figure. Now, that's a crackdown. That's showing a leader force becoming a dictatorship, right? They show you that in the show called Colony. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore, but, these shows show predictive programming, so they could easily raise the price for rent. People that worked hard for their homes or whatever, and you end up homeless or whatever the case may be. So now you're a criminal. Why is that? Because you're not abiding by what? The certain laws that they're passing, just like now that they're what Bill Gates was talking about just recently about a digital, I believe it was a digital tattoo, right? Where, you don't need your phones no more. You don't need certain tangible devices, and they make it seem all good. Oh, well, you don't got to lose it, or you don't got to get hacked. They the ones hacking you. Like branding a cattle. Because these elites that's controlling the government, they call us useless eaters. So that was even part of the Georgia Guidestones. About a number of depopulation, right? But ultimately, it's prophecy. Ultimately, it's prophecy, because it goes to show you here where it's you having more of a police state, you're having more troops, you're having more people getting locked up. This is the beginning of Jacob's troubles, the beginning of sorrows, as the scriptures speak about. right? So, real quick, I'm gonna let you hear this, and I'm gonna give some scriptures, and Lord willing, it's edifying, you know. But I let this play real quick.
People want more. In a bold forecast that's turning heads across the tech industry, Microsoft founder Bill Gates has predicted the end of smartphones as we know them. According to Gates, the future belongs not to handheld gadgets, but to something far more futuristic: electronic tattoos. These are not your typical tattoos. Developed by cutting-edge companies like Chaotic Moon, these high-tech skin implants could track your health, monitor vital signs, send and receive calls and messages, and even replace your phone entirely, all without a screen or device. They're biotech wearables embedded on your skin using special conductive ink and sensors. Imagine checking your messages, making calls, or even browsing the web just by tapping your arm. Why Gates believes this is the future. Smartphones have reached their peak. People want more seamless, invisible, and real-time tech. The merging of biology and digital technology is inevitable. This vision marks a leap into a sci-fi-like world where technology lives on you, not in your pocket. The question is no longer, what can your phone do? But rather, what can your body do with tech? Would you wear a digital tattoo that replaces your iPhone?
And that's a convenient way to put it to people that is not aware of the scriptures, is not aware of the prophecies. I mean, you got a lot of Catholics, Christians, Muslim, they're not spewing about. And these are the draconian measures that's slowly developing. You know, that's why the Lord said, watch and pray. You know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know? And I'm going to get a scripture real quick where it says, so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, you got one in the KJV and the NLT. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. In the NLT it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And scriptures speak about the pattern of their works, these elites, the pattern of the shit that they've been doing for fucking generations. You know, switching up laws, doing little fear tactics, making things seem good. Like they did that to the natives, right? Where they made treaties with them and they broke it, right? To have control of what? All of them and their land and their resources and whatever. You know, so that's why it tells you, you know, never trust our enemy. If you don't know who your enemy is, how you know his tactics? How you know how he moves? So how you know to be able to combat that, to counterattack? Well, we counterattack through prayer, prophecy, you know, not protesting, not doing none of that, no weapons, because the weapons that's formed against us shall not prosper rather, you know. So we're not, like I said, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. It's a scheme. All of this is, they scheming, you know, in the lurking places, watching, studying us. You got Hegelian dialectics, problem, reaction, solution. And the masses, they're so distracted. That's why scriptures tell you they're going to get caught like a thief in the night. Why? Because, and that's primarily towards you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites that's not watching or understanding these prophetic events, current events that we filter through the scriptures that's going on right now. We at the end, man. You know? Matter of fact, let me get, let's get second Esdras Hold on. Let's get 2nd Ezra chapter 9. No, you know what? I'm going to say... Yeah. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 1, it says, Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. Okay? So this land is going to be barren of faith, famine of the word is coming. So we always bring out Isaiah 55 and 6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. You know, now they bringing these troops out. These medical forces is able to take you in. And we know the end result, what it's all boiling down to. Because we've been watching and praying about these things. You know, warning the people about these things. From the apostles on down. You know, people's going to get taken in a great number. That's martial law. You're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to, you know, do anything real soon. Because there's going to be a major lockdowns for whatever reason. You know? But at the end of the day, you got to trust on the Lord, because whether you get locked up, whether you lose your children, house, camp, whatever. That's why it says, store up your treasures in heaven. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. You know? Because the majority of people is going to put their trust in the government that caused a problem and created a false solution. You know, so don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You know, of false visions. You know, false miracles. Things of that nature through their technology, through Project Bluebeam, through these strange sights and signs that people are witnessing. Because we at that time, you know? So if the Lord is not supping with you through the Spirit, he's not going to give you that spirit of discernment to realize like where it's coming from. You know? Because Esau is the type to shoot you and hide the gun behind him. But if you're discerning enough, you can see the smoke coming out the barrel. Right? So, I just wanted to bring this out real quick. I hope this was edifying, straight to the point. You know, watch it, pray, and be not ignorant of anything small or great, like it tells you in the book of Sirach. Alright, so till next time, I'm going to say Shalom.